What is up? What is up, awesome people of the internet? Guys, yesterday, Chicago honors the GOAT. Candace Parker has had her jersey retired in two different places, both LA and Chicago. We're going to talk about that. We're also going to talk about the games that happened yesterday, including a nail-biter of a game between the New York Liberty and the Connecticut Sun, guys. I told y'all, Connecticut is better than their record suggests, or maybe, just maybe, trouble is afoot for the New York Liberty. That and a whole lot more on today's episode of Quita in the Morning, which starts now.
Are you ready?
Are you ready?
Are you ready? Ready, set, go.
Get ready, get ready, get ready. Guys, usually the WNBA does not have games on a Monday, and usually the Sky does not have a game on a Monday. And guys, when I tell you, yesterday woke me out. I tell you, I got home really late and got to sleep really late and woke up really late, which is why the stream is really late. But we're here. So let's do the darn thing. And guys, I have a lot to talk about. First up, let's just let's talk about the games that happened yesterday. All right. Let's first start off talking about the New York Liberty versus the Connecticut Sun, guys. We have seen the return. We have seen the return of Stu York. Stu York is back, meaning Breanna Stewart is back. She is back in the lineup, and I tell you, her teammates are very, very happy about it. Guys, even with the return of Breanna Stewart, guys, New York needed everything. Breanna Stewart, Jonquel Jones, everybody on the roster, they needed everybody to step up and get them the win over Connecticut. Here's the thing, guys. Connecticut is a team that's only won 9 games so far this year. However, I've said it before. I'm going to say it again. Connecticut is better than their record suggests. They're better than their record suggests because you have one of the greatest players to ever do it in Tina Charles on your team, who's still leading the charge for your squad, still sort of like showing up as that veteran presence that they absolutely need. Yesterday, Tina Charles had 13 points. But when I tell you, Aneesah freaking Morrow, guys. The rookie comes into the game, knocks down 3 big-time threes, ultimately finishes with another double-double. 18 points, 15 rebounds for Aneesah Morrow. She was in her bag, and she was cooking. Y'all know we're going to talk a little bit more about Aneesah Morrow in just a sec. And W. Bazil says, where is she from? She from Chicago. She is from Chicago. We're going to talk about her. That's why I put her in the title for a reason, guys, for a reason. Okay, we also saw Marina Mabry do her thing as well with 16 points. And as usual, guys, I've said it before, when Layla LeCon came on the scene in Connecticut, she joined mid-season, guys. This is someone who was drafted last year. She joined mid-season, and she has helped to turn this team around. Because not only does Layla LeCon give you defense, she gives you really good passing, and she gives you another dog on the court. And yesterday, Layla LeCon was in her bag. Guys, she had a big old black eye. I wish I would have got a screenshot of it. But like her eye was, it was a black eye for sure. Like, everybody could see how bad her eye looked. It looked bad. But her vision on the court, it was all good. 22 points for Layla LeCon, 9 of 15 from the field. She does her thing once again, And it just shows what the future is for this Connecticut Sun team. Remember, guys, Layla Khan on a rookie deal. Aneesah Morrow, rookie deal, right? Sanaya Rivers didn't have the best game yesterday, but rookie deal, right? You got Aaliyah Edwards on a rookie deal. There's a lot of hope for the future for the Connecticut Sun. The only thing that's still confusing is where in the world they will play. Where in the world will they play? Not next year, but the year after that. Will they be in Boston? Will they be in Hartford? And will they be back in Mohegan? Lots of questions. Okay. Big girl 1222 says, I believe her and Angel collided in the last game. Yeah, Connecticut played Chicago last. And yeah, them two are battling down low. Battling. I love to see it because those two are players who are elite rebounders and are players who leave everything on the court. And that's what they did yesterday. So it's good to see. For the New York Liberty, we have seen health come back to this squad. Kennedy Burke is back. Brianna Stewart is back. You still have Isabel Harrison still out. She did have a concussion, and so that's a thing. We also still have Niara Sabli out, and I believe Natasha Cloud was a game time decision, but she ended up sitting out of that game. But Kennedy Burke and Stewie are back, and if those two were not back, I don't know if New York would have won. I think I could see them losing. Okay, Stewie was back, and she was back in her bag. 19 points for her. Not so efficiently done. However, player get back from injury from being out for a long time. Player gets a whole lot of fouls. Player gets a whole lot of free throws, and it ends up being a pretty good stat line for her. We also saw Jonquel Jones, and what am I going to say? Jonquel Jones, say it with me in the chat, y'all, had another double-double. Now, Jonquel Jones does not need a double-double for the New York Liberty to win. However, previous stats suggest that it's pretty much always an automatic W if Jonquel Jones gets a double-double. And she got it yesterday. 18 points, 11 rebounds for JJ. And also, guys, shout out to JJ, 6 assists. 6 assists. And then, Sabrina Ionescu, she was flirting with a triple-double a little bit. 11 points, 9 assists, 7 rebounds. All right. Anyway, let's continue on. Yes, the New York Liberty win at the last minute. Game was down to the wire, and ultimately, Sabrina Ionescu blocks Layla Khan's shot, and the Connecticut Sun fall to the New York Liberty. I mean, but shout out to the Connecticut Sun, though. Shout out to the Connecticut Sun. Okay? Just saying. We also saw, guys, the Chicago Sky play yesterday as well, and I wanna talk about that game just for a hot second until we move on to the highlight story of the day, which is about the title of the stream. Anyway, we saw the Las Vegas Aces come into Chicago, and guys, I was expecting a bloodbath. I really was. Now you can say, hey, have faith in your team. However, again, guys, I am a basketball realist. I watch what's happening. I peep game, and I talk about it. And I anticipate what I think is going to happen. And I anticipated yesterday a game that was relatively close in the first half, but a game that was going to open up and end up in a blowout. But guys, I got to say, I was pleasantly surprised by the play of the Chicago Sky. It seems that sometimes, especially as of late, they're playing up to the competition. They play down to the Connecticut Sun, but they played up against Seattle. They played up where they almost got the win. They played up against the New York Liberty and got the win. And they played up against the Las Vegas Aces and got very, very close. Final score is 79 for the Las Vegas Aces, 74 Chicago Sky. And this, my friends, was a great game. And it started off as a great game with the likes of, say it with me, Camila. Y'all, Camila Cardoso was in her bag. And it just shows what she can do. Before the game, guys, I was watching Camila working on resealing in the post. She's working on her mid-range shots. And y'all, if you come to a Sky game, come very early, and watch Camila Cardoso in her warm-up. She drains threes left and right, guys. I'm just like, guys, we have to see next year, Tyler, please incorporate at least one play for Camila Cardoso to get a three. Because that three looks amazing. I'm just saying. In warm-up, she is knocking that thing down. Her mid-range looks fantastic. So I'm just saying. She has the potential to be way more than a traditional post who can pass. I'm just saying. Just something that y'all can hold your hat on a little bit. That she has a really, really bright future. Really bright future. K-Jack says Tennessee knows that Camila can shoot the three. Yeah. she can shoot it. Hey, Don Staley says shoot that blankety blank. And in pregame, she does it. Anyway, 19 points, 10 rebounds for Camila. Y'all, Camila was in her bag. She was cooking. And speaking of cooking, AA, Ariel Atkins was on fire yesterday. Probably the best game she's played all season, guys. 30 points, 3-0 for AA. Guys, if we would have seen this version of Ariel Atkins, maybe this earlier in the season, maybe this would have been a different type of season. But the season goes how the season goes. And I do like that the Chicago Sky are starting to finish the season strong. Now, minus that Connecticut Sun game, which I thought was a bad game that they played. Minus that, the last couple of games by the Chicago Sky have been great. Against Seattle, against New York, now against the Aces. This is something that the Chicago Sky can hold their hat on, something that they can use as motivation for what can be for next year. Now, yes, the Chicago Sky do not make the playoffs. Yes, the Chicago Sky are a bad team. They only have 9 wins on the season. However, you have to, recognize what we're seeing as of late. And hopefully the Chicago Sky coaching staff sort of takes that into account as we head into next year. Yes, the Sky need more shooters and whatnot, but there are some positives on what's going on. Okay. All right. We also saw, guys, Angel Reese gets another double because she eats doubles for lunch, guys. This is just what she does. It is what she does, guys. 20 doubles this season for Angel Reese. She is at the top of the leaderboard when it comes to doubles this season. She passed both Alyssa Thomas and Asia Wilson. She also surpassed Tina Charles for the most doubles in a player's first 2 seasons, as she got her 46th double yesterday. I'm just saying, double queen is doing her thing. 10 points and 17 rebounds. She was dominating on the boards. Efficiency wise, yeah, you got to work on that. Her efficiency was really good. For a good minute. Yesterday was not that great of a game efficiency wise, but When I tell you, Angel Reese was playing some defense. She was playing some defense. And she was primarily guarding the best player in the world. And so I'm just like, okay, I give you a little bit of grace. I give you a little bit of grace for your efficiency because you would literally guard the best player in the world. And the best player in the world, of course, is A'ja Wilson. A'ja Wilson, who has been on a tear, the player who has been averaging 27 points per game over the last 10 games, the player who has had multiple 30-plus point games this season. Right? She was held to only 18 points. Guys, that's the story. That's the story. 18 points, 9 rebounds for A'ja Wilson. And who was her primary defender? It was Angel Reese. Now, allowing your opponent to score 18 points, is that not the best? Sure. If you're guarding anybody but A'ja Wilson. Here's the thing. I thought, my personal opinion, just watching the game, I thought that Angel Reese, her defense was way more elite than and way more impactful and important than what she did on offense. I'm just saying. Carmela says more than her double-double. Let's talk about her defense. She kept A'ja in check. Most of Asia's points came when Angel was on the bench or on another player. Yeah. Yo, I just gotta say, man, I thought Angel Reese played some great defense. Like, that's what you do. So yeah, efficiency, not the best. Whatever. Not whatever. That's not what I'm saying, because efficiency absolutely matters. And I'm not saying that it doesn't matter, but what I'm saying is I was pretty impressed with how you play defense against literally the best player in the world. Literally. I think it's kind of cool to see. Yeah, I thought it was very, very cool to see. Y'all, I continue to love Aneesah Smith on this team. Aneesah Smith, first of all, there were several blocks in this game that I was just like, dang, you didn't have to do them like that. Aneesah Smith had a couple blocks. We saw J.Yo get a couple blocks. I'm sorry, she got a couple blocks. Blocks was, that was happening yesterday. That was happening. And speaking of J.Yo, Jackie Young, 22 points. I mean, what do you expect? 22 points, 7 assists. The guards were cooking more than the bigs were cooking for the Las Vegas Aces, because I thought relatively both Angel and Camilla played some pretty good defense in yesterday's game. Dana Evans made her return back to the Chicago Sky. And guys, I was credentialed for the game, so I couldn't wear my Dana Evans jersey. But literally, it's been hanging up in my closet all season. I haven't been able to wear it because this is the only home game against the Aces all season. And so, that was a bummer. Or at least that I can go to. There was 2 games I couldn't go to. I can't remember who they played on those. Anyway, I wanted to wear my Dana Evans jersey. And when Dana came in the game, I was very happy to hear the crowd have a big, big cheer for Dana Evans. Yes, she didn't want to be on the team anymore. However, she's a part of the championship team. Me and my section were huge Dana Evans fans. I know that not all Sky fans rocked with her, especially last year, but I tell you, Dana Evans is amazing. I love her on this Aces team. I think they're using her in the right way. And yesterday she had 8 points. And so that was really, really good to see. Not good to see, her team win against the Chicago Sky, but it was very, very good to see Dana Evans play well. All right, now let's get to the thing that everybody wants to talk about. And it is about Candace Parker. Now, guys, yesterday, Candace Parker had her jersey retired in Chicago. She has now gotten her jersey retired in 2 separate places in the WNBA. First in LA, where she spent the majority of her career. Then in Chicago yesterday, where she spent 2 seasons and won 1 championship. The journey for Candace Parker, it actually started in the suburbs. Started in Naperville. Candace Parker was one of the greatest, if not the greatest, high school player to hit the Chicagoland area. I remember when I was younger, and we would get the Sun-Times, and they were right. They were right about her. I would see write-ups about Candace Parker and what she was doing at Naperville Central, right? And how she tore her ACL in high school, but then got Naperville Central to win 2 high school championships. How she was a Gatorade Player of the Year, right? How she became the first girl ever to win the dunk contest at the McDonald's All-American game. I was a big fan. I never traveled to Naperville to watch her in person, but I tell you, I read everything I could about Candace, and I couldn't wait until Candace traveled to Tennessee to start her career. Her career at Tennessee started off with the injury, but when she took the court healthy for Tennessee, we saw magic. This is someone who went on to win 2 NCAA championships. This is someone who was a 3-time AP All-American, right? This was someone who was SEC Player of the Year, right? AP Player of the Year, right? You go down the list of like the random accolades, the amazing accolades that Candace Parker had. This is someone who averaged 19 points per game, almost 9 rebounds a game. Candace Parker transcended women's basketball when she was at Tennessee. She was a post player that played like a guard. That's what she was. And then in the WNBA, Candace Parker gets drafted number 1, and she proceeds to show us why she is considered one of the best players to ever play the game. Talking 4 WNBA championships, really 3 where she had a huge impact on. 2 in Los Angeles, 1 in Chicago. The Chicago one where she and Kylie Copper led a team that was 500 heading into the playoffs. Led them through elimination games and ultimately came out on the other side as champions. The plight of Candace Parker in the WNBA is huge. 7-time WNBA All-Star, right? 7-time WNBA first team player. 2-time MVP. Right? This is someone who won the Defensive Player of the Year award, Finals MVP, right? You add up all the accolades for Candace Parker, and it's huge. So, sound went out. If you wait, no, did everybody's sound go out? I'm looking at my sound meter and I see the sound going. Click off, come back in. Go out, come back in. Well, I mean, can someone post that in the chat? Click out and come back in. Thank you. But 13 seasons in LA, 2 seasons in Chicago, 1 season in Las Vegas. And the career is over for Candace Parker. The basketball career, of course. She's the, president or vice president of something at Adidas. She is doing her thing with TNT. She has a new podcast. She wrote a book. She had a lot of stuff for Candace Parker. But her basketball career is over. And now it's a honoring of what she did. And thinking about Candace Parker and about her career. I wanted to actually do a Wintrust Arena specific highlight, or maybe a Chicago specific highlight. And so that's why I called this section Sweet Home Chicago, because Candace Parker is from the Chicagoland area, right? Naperville. Huge career. She was great. She came back home for 2 seasons with the Chicago Sky. At Wintrust Arena, I watched as Candace Parker, Kalia Copper, Allie Quigley. I watched how they won us the championship. I and my dad was in the crowd literally as the confetti rained down, as Candace ran to the side to hug her family, as the Chicago Sky won their first WNBA championship. I can remember that day extremely clearly because it was one of the coolest days ever. A Chicago legend came back and led us to a championship. And it made me think. It made me think about Wintrust Arena. Yesterday, I was thinking about Wintrust Arena, and I was thinking, like, man, a lot of awesome stuff has come through Wintrust Arena, specifically when it comes to women's basketball. And I want to just talk through some people that were fantastic, that have gone through Wintrust Arena. So we talk about Candace Parker, and guys, we got to talk about Aneesah Morrow. Aneesah Morrow, who had a fantastic game yesterday, double-double, hugely impactful for the Connecticut Sun. Y'all know that Aneesah Morrow is from Chicago. I did not watch Aneesah Morrow play in high school. I didn't. But I did watch her play at Wintrust Arena. Right? I was one of the many in the crowds who watched Aneesah Morrow play at DePaul. But even before DePaul, Aneesah Morrow is a Chicago legend through and through. A Chicago sort of proper legend through and through. This is someone who led Simeon to a 35-win, 2 losses record. Someone who got Simeon to win the state championship. This is someone who averaged 28.4 points, 14.3 rebounds, 4.6 assists, and almost 3 steals a game as a senior at Simeon. Aneesah Morrow was fantastic. She was amazing in high school. And when it came to college, surprisingly, she made the decision to pick DePaul. And at DePaul, Aneesah Morrow thrived. At one point, she was number 3 in the nation in field goals. Number 6 in points. As a freshman, guys. This is someone who, as a freshman, averaged 21.9 points a game, 13.3 rebounds a game, and was an elite defender as a freshman at DePaul. This is someone who led the entire United States in rebounds per game and offensive rebounds per game as a freshman. Aneesah Morrow, the player who called Chicago home, the player who called Wintrust Arena home, was amazing. Was absolutely amazing, guys. Did you know at DePaul, Aneesah Morrow was a Naismith Player of the Year finalist? Did you know that? Did you know that Aneesah Morrow basically took this DePaul team on her back and dominated for 2 seasons guys. The player who scored 46 points in a game. Right? Aneesah Morrow was a legend at Wintrust Arena. She was an absolute legend. So when we talk about Wintrust Arena, we talk about what Candace Parker did. We got to talk about what Aneesah Morrow did. And how she took that huge success, which I tell you, Aneesah Morrow was fantastic. But the problem was because she was doing what she was doing at DePaul, even though she was giving UConn that work when she played them, it didn't level up to the attention that she deserved. So she made the decision to go to LSU, and the rest is history. So yes, y'all probably know Aneesah primarily as an LSU player, but I tell you, I was a big fan of Aneesah Morrow when she played for DePaul, because I went to the games. I watched Aneesah Morrow play in person at Wintrust Arena for DePaul, and I was like, yeah, this girl is special. She's so good. So good, so dominant. And I'm happy that ultimately she was able to leave and go to LSU and get a bigger profile and get a bigger name for herself. And it's amazing to see Aneesah Morrow still do what she is doing in Connecticut. She started off the year on the bench, started off the year not getting too many minutes, but she has proven to everybody that she is a hooper and has earned that starting spot. And I don't think she'll ever come off the bench again. Aneesah Morrow is Chicago. Aneesah Morrow is Wintrust Arena. Ken K says, anyone know how Doug Bruno is doing? I'm not sure. I believe I saw Doug Bruno yesterday. Either I saw him or I saw someone who looks exactly like him. But I believe I saw him yesterday at the game. But yeah, anyway. And so we continue to talk about Wintrust Arena. So Candace made her mark on Wintrust Arena. Aneesah Morrow made her mark on Wintrust Arena. And Angel Reese is making her mark on Wintrust Arena. Guys, there was a graphic that was shown during the actual game. Now, guys, this graphic was something that I thought was amazing. So here's the thing. Shout out to Shimmy Miller. Shimmy Miller, it was doing play-by-play for the Chicago Sky versus Aces game yesterday. And her and Lisa Byington had an opportunity to interview Candace in the third quarter. And guys, I remember very jumpy audio. Hop out and hop back in. Yeah, so if you're having issues, restart your app, hop out, hop back in, and it should work. Okay, this was a graphic that was shown in the third quarter. Now, guys, I was watching the game like in person, and I saw Candace go to the desk, and I was like, oh, she's talking to them. I need to rewatch the game afterwards, rewatch the broadcast, so that way I can see what she's talking about. And Shimmy Miller showed a fantastic graphic that I was like, wow, let's go. Okay, so Shimmy Miller shows a graphic that shows the first two seasons of Candace Parker, who is getting her jersey retired, A'ja Wilson, who is probably going to be MVP4 this year, and Angel Reese. And the reason why I love this graphic, because yes, there's been a whole bunch of, a lot of people said a lot of stuff about Candace Parker. I know that there are some Sky fans who are completely turned off by Candace now because she put Angel in the C tier. Right? I've talked about it before. But anyway, there's people who are very upset about that. And people feel a type of way. Right? And I think that Shimmy wanted to figure out a way to have Candace say some really good stuff about Angel Reese. And so she shows this graphic. And it's like, hey, what do you see? What do you see? Literally, guys, now changes have happened in the game of women's basketball. The 4 position has changed over time. Like the 4 position when Candace came in is very different from the 4 position, that Angel and Asia play on, right? Very different. But look at the stats. Angel averages more rebounds and more assists than both Asia and Candace. Though, you absolutely can, and you should say that Candace set the standard. She did. Here's the thing. The 4 position was not as... It was important. It was impactful, but it wasn't as guard-like when Candace Parker started. Candace started that. Candace started the whole active 4 who could do everything, who could do mid-range, who can bring up the basketball, who can't pass, right? Candace Parker started that. So she started it, and we have seen the evolution over time of that 4 position. And Candace kind of talked about that a little bit in the broadcast. But just this graphic is just wild. Wild, guys. Now it's changed now, but 14.5 points per game. 12.2 rebounds per game, 3.7 assists per game. And you compare that to literally the MV3, soon to be MV4, A'ja Wilson, and the GOAT, Candace Parker. That's elite company. That is elite company, guys. And I love this graphic. Shout out to Shimmy Miller. I thought this was fantastic. And then, Candace was talking about, hey, sky's the limit for Angel Reese. Because it is. It is. Sky's the limit for Angel. Sky's the limit for Aneesah. Sky's the limit for a whole bunch of these young post players. The game has changed. The game has evolved. And the power forward position is more important than ever. It's the most important position on the court. Usually, the 4 is the best player on a given team. And the way that this position is continuing to evolve, I can't wait to see 2, 3, 8, 10 years down the road and what 4 players can do. Tisha says, wow, I always thought that was Lauren Jackson, or even though she was a 5 mostly, but that was versatile standard from back in the day. Yeah, I considered Lauren Jackson always as a 5. So yes, Lauren Jackson, yeah, absolutely. And I've talked about Lauren Jackson before. I'm going to talk about it again because Lauren Jackson was elite. She was a center who could knock down threes. She was a center who had a great mid-range game. She was a center who did more than just hang out in the post. And if y'all know me, y'all know, dog. At the top of my top of best players ever to play the game of women's basketball, you got Lauren Jackson right up there. It's literally Candace Parker and Lauren Jackson. Because those 2 women changed the way we think and play basketball. They're amazing. Devonna says, give Angel 5 years. We will be comparing the new class to her. Facts. Yeah. I agree. Winston says, Quita, I wonder what is your take on Angel Reese not wearing a Candace Parker shirt, in which I agree with Angel. Personally, I don't care. So I've seen a lot of people who think it's disrespectful that Angel did not wear a Candace Parker shirt. I mean, I don't care. Here's the thing: if you all have watched Angel Reese for a long time, if you've seen her post her press conferences and whatnot, you have heard in the past, in the last several years, you've heard her say fantastic thing after fantastic thing after fantastic thing about Candace Parker. She looked up to her growing up. She loved Candace Parker's game. But I can probably anticipate that grading of a C probably had her feel some type of way. And she didn't wear the jersey. Or maybe she just didn't want to wear it. Or maybe she feels the type of way. Either way, who cares? Candace Parker gave a basketball take. You may disagree with her take, and a lot of people do. But that was her take. It was a basketball take. And a decision to not wear a warm-up shirt, I don't know. I don't think it matters. I don't actually care. I don't actually care. So we all know that Angel was a huge fan of Candace because Angel has said it several times. And I don't care. I think people are making a mountain out of a molehill. It does not matter. No, I don't think it's disrespectful. I don't. Maybe that's just me, but I really don't. And here's the thing. Who's to say her and Candace did not have a long conversation before the game? Who's to say they weren't in the back area chopping it up and talking about stuff? Who's to say? Here's the thing. Just because we are allowed to see one thing does not mean that's the reality. She had her warm up on, her normal warm up on. What's the big deal? What's the big deal? All right. Bree Minor says, I disagree with Quita on who changed the game. You guys and girls constantly disrespect the legends. It wasn't just Lauren. Here's the thing. Lauren Jackson is my favorite. I watched her like crazy. I loved her game. But yeah, it wasn't just Lauren. Literally, guys, yes, there's players who there's a whole bunch of players who changed the game. And yeah, you may focus on one or two, but yeah, it was a whole bunch more, right? It was literally Lisa Leslie. It was Tina Thompson, right? It was who showed what sort of like post players kind of do, right? It was Diana Taurasi who did it for the guards. It was Sue Bird who did it for the guards. It was Deanna Tweedy Nolan, who was an elite scorer and defender in the WNBA. Right? There's so many players who changed the game. There's so many players who are amazing, right? Cynthia Cooper, you go down the list. There's so many players. So yes, I may talk about one or two, but just know that there's way more. And just know that at some point I will talk about some of the others too, because there's a long list of greats in the WNBA. It's a long, long list. I'm just saying. I am just saying. Okay? All right. But anyway, that's all I got to say. WK says, Quita, can you do a separate video about the evolution of WNBA power forwards and centers? Yes. Actually, that could be a great in the history books type of thing. Great. Yes, I will do that. That's a great idea. That is a great idea. Anyway, guys, that's the stream. That's all. I did end up recording. Guys, I was on the court for the Candace Parker thing, And I recorded the whole show, like the whole halftime thing, and I wanna show a part of it to you all, and that'll be to me, Asia's really a 4, but at times for Vegas she has to play the 5. But to me, Asia's a 4, but she can play the 5. What do y'all think? Anyway, guys, I want to show a clip from yesterday's halftime show. All right. And because one of the coolest parts is that literally, guys, we saw Kalia Copper come out on the court. It was great to see. I'm just saying. Anyway, enjoy this. And this is footage from me, so I do have the copyright on it. All right.
Candace, set the time. Legend, champ, game changer, icon, leader, go. Oh yeah, my sugar cookie. I know you got a little son, but you usually still my sugar cookie. Today we celebrate you. You gave this game everything, your time, your body, your heart. You didn't just play the game, you set records, you broke barriers, and you left your mark in ways stats can't fully compare. I'm living proof. Basically, if you see me with my knee pads over my knees, it's thanks to her. If you see me sipping better, doing my squats in the weight room, it's all thanks to her. She also gave me the jerk gene. I'm a jerk sometimes. Candace, you set the standard, not just with your time, but your leadership and the ability to make everyone else around you better. As a post player, never let them put you in a box. We shared the highest of highs together, winning the championship, chasing dreams side by side, and last but not least, the psychiatrist that broke some Quita Loves. And through it all, you carried the weight most couldn't imagine. The sacrifices you made, especially being away from your family, that kind of sacrifice, that kind of love, comes from someone who's truly built different. You deserve your flowers, every last one, for the greatness, for the grind, for the grace. Let them shower you in this love, dog. Then let's get kind of long. Hold on. All right. Just
about it is impossible to contemplate. She won two Illinois high school championships, 2 NCAA championships, 2 gold medals, and 3 WNBA championships. And as Lisa said, unfortunately, we found out she was a free agent, and she and I talked about coming, said, come home and make history. And that's exactly what she did. She came home to sweet home, Chicago. Although she was here for a short time, and yes, it was way too short, if you ask me, she had a powerful impact. Along with her teammates who are here, Allie, Courtney, and Todd, who just flew by, they brought to Chicago our first championship. I don't want anyone to think that that's going to be the last, because it's not. We have many more championships planned coming to Chicago. But there will always only be one first championship. It will always be special. And because of her role and her contribution in making that happen, that it's an absolute joy and pleasure and out of gratitude that we lift up Candace's jersey to join Allie in our championship banner to bring the close to that fairy tale.
Of 2 of the most legendary seasons in Chicago Sky. And to complete her career, it wasn't going to be complete until she came back home to help Chicago win a championship. That is part of her legacy. That will always be a part of the Chicago Sky's legacy. Candace Parker. Let me tell you what home is, okay? I made my first basket at Springfield Park. I dunked for the first time at Edward Health and Fitness Center. I came on the scene at Doug Bruno's camps. I love it, I love it, I love it, right? I watched Michael Jordan work out at Hoops the Gym. I measured my game against Kathy Pondexter at UIC Classic in 8th grade. I played pickup at DePaul University in the summer. Dunked at Dundee Crown. Made Chicago Sun-Times All-State with a sharpshooter that's up there, right there, named Abby Quigley. Naperville raised me. Chicago sports set the bar to win. The summers were filled with three-peat 72-10 seasons. Go no more in 04 with the Cubs. Until I sat in tears in 2016 and watched the Cubs bring it home. The Blackhawks, Stanley Cups, and Bears, well, I'm still dreaming of the remix of the Super Bowl Shuffle, but we'll get to that later. Chicago sports is a way of life, and it's a generational thing. It's about winning. I'm a Kingsley Knight. I'm a Lincoln Lancer. I'm a Naperville Central Red Hawk. To grow, to learn, to explore, to be tested. I tried new food, I got married, I became a mom, I learned to play spades, I battled through adversity, survived doubt, all because of the Midwest mindset. One of my favorite rappers in Dear Summer, which I actually retired to, said, they say if you love it, you should let it out of its cage, and if it comes back, then you know it's here to stay. And I'll say I needed to come back in 2021. And a lot of that had to do with these two over here. I mean, a little bit of the Garrett's popcorn and the deep dish pizza. But honestly, I wanted to come back and I wanted to play with a team that played the style, that had the heart, had the character, and were more than just basketball. And I found that here. That season was not easy. It was difficult. We were 16 and 16 at one point. We were fighting for our lives in the playoffs, but I think through our character, through all of you all, we were able to overcome that year. I have to quote the late great Pat Summitt.
All right. Well, that's basically what it was. I literally was like sitting like I was like kneeling right in front, and so that if you notice the camera work is a little like sometimes I'm moving over and whatnot. One, I thought it was cool. Two, it's because literally I had like my professional camera that I was like, it's heavy, and I was holding it in one hand while I was trying to take photos on my phone. And so it was a whole thing. Anyway, I was surprised I even got on the court, guys. Because I was just like, because I sit, because of where they put me in for the press, I'm like, I'm not on the court. I'm like up, at the top of the first section. And before the game, before halftime, I would just walk down. I asked Carly Bell, if like, I was like, are we allowed to be on the court during the halftime thing? And she's like, well, I'm just gonna walk on there. You can follow me if you want. So I followed her on there, and I was like, walk with confidence. And then I saw a pathway, and I was like, let me go on and get right in front, basically right at the half court line. And the PR guy was like, okay, everybody kneel down. You can't stand. And I was like, okay. So my knees were hurting. My knees were hurting so bad. And because I wanted to video the whole thing, but I also wanted to take photos as well, and it was a whole thing. Anyway, suffice to say, I got the video, and I tried to get kind of close. My Zoom work can use a little bit of my my camera work can use a little bit of work, but I try my best. But yeah, it was really cool. I was literally right there, like right in front of her, on my knees, getting the footage. It was really cool. Anyway, I did post some photos that I took on Twitter. I also posted it on Instagram as well. I'm trying to become a photographer. I want to be a photographer. I'm trying to become like someone who like goes and documents all this stuff. But the full clip of is on my channel. It's a separate video, the full thing for halftime. So go watch it. If you want to watch the rest of it. I didn't want to play the whole thing, mainly because I gotta go. And yeah, anyway, thank y'all so much for rocking with me. I am able to do this type of stuff because you all are absolutely amazing. And I do appreciate you all so much. It was cool to see Candace get her just due. It was cool to see Allie and Courtney there. It was cool to see a lot of Naperville folks and a lot of folks who have been in Candace's corner the whole way. It was really cool to see that. And it was just really cool to see the Chicago Sky play really well yesterday. Yes, they lose, but like it was a really good game. And so all in all, I thought it was great. I did record the press conference before the game, but I was like in the back, and so like the video work isn't that great, and so I'm trying to debate whether or not I should post it or not. But yeah, anyway, thank y'all so much for rocking with me. If y'all could, please make sure to hit that like button. It really does help the channel out a whole lot. Hit that subscribe button as well. And I will catch you all in the next one, guys. I mean, if I'm in broadcast. All right. Thank y'all. And y'all have a good one. Be kind to someone. Be respectful. Tell somebody that they matter, because they absolutely do, guys. And if no one has told you, you matter. Well, let me tell you. You matter. You're important. And I'm happy that you are on this earth. Guys, I love you. Most importantly, guys, Jesus loves you, and he wants a relationship with you guys. I will see y'all in the next one. See y'all tomorrow. And until next time, bye-bye.
Are you ready?
Ready, set, go.